Well, the name is a very famous one. Most people know it around the world. It's Bruce Lee. And I've got a bigger reputation, hopefully now, or building on, than the man that's been gone for some 40 years. Where am I from? I was born and bred in a little town in Warwickshire called Nuneaton. What do I do? Basically, I started off as a healer, as a child. When I reached adulthood, obviously you have to do something that can make money. So I ended up becoming an electrician. But in between, whenever called upon to do so, or I felt the need, I was a healer. So that was my basic calling. And it was the ability to make a change in people's lives that led me to help more and more people, until it got to a point where helping people overshadowed electricianing. And I could make more difference, affect more people, and gain more back from giving to people. And then I got the opportunity to do a challenge of SPEAKup. You'd be amazed what you do just as you are. Imagine what you could do if you got better. Just, try it. And then my mum piped in, God bless her, she's gone now, but when she was here, she always had this saying, she says, you can do anything if you will just put your mind to it. So I did. And I joined SPEAKup, and I went through SPEAKup. I went down to London and put myself through public speaking university. Then I came back, took the SPEAKup challenge, had a standing ovation. I thought, that's good. Last time I'd had one of those was down in London at the Exxon Arena back in 2000. And that was 5,000 people. It was something that it was a once in a lifetime experience for me. But I didn't want it to be a once in a lifetime experience. I promised myself that the day would come, I would have that experience again. And lo and behold, on a smaller scale, on the night of the SPEAKup challenge, I got that experience again. I got the whoops, I got the cheers, I got the wow. And then when I walked outside, I got this, you're good. And I knew that I was on the right path. So then I had to decide what I was going to do with this right path. And since then, I've taken up the coaching and came on a coaching course once again through SPEAKup Challenge. Spent 8 wonderful days with a group of wonderful people, all of a like mind, and all wanting to make a difference in other people's lives. So I said, okay, let's start making a change. So then I decide, where can I make a change? Well, if you want to make a change in the world, you've got to be prepared to be that change. And if you can help enough people, you get what you want. And that then placed a thought in my mind, well, that's it. What if, like a phoenix, we can help them rise from the ashes? And Project Phoenix was born. And now I'm working on a series of short talks whereby I can visit cities, towns, and the homeless will be invited to come, to be fed, to be watered, as it were, but also to listen to my unique way of helping them ignite again the spark within that's gone out, to help them remember who they were before they became who they are now. And I know when it's working because people start to disappear off the streets. And next thing you know, you see them walking down the street instead of sat on it. And where they would have torn trousers or torn shoes, they might have a decent pair of shoes, looking decent. They're shaven, their hair's washed. If you want to know what's going on inside, a lot of the time, even as a child, I used to take things apart. And that's what I've found I've got the ability to do a lot of the time with people's lives. I can take them apart. I became a maintenance electrician. You learn to take things apart and you learn to see what's wrong. You recognize what's out of place. You recognize what needs tweaking. And we humans, this meat suit that we wear, it's exactly the same, All it does is supports this bit supports this bit, but this bit controls this bit. And if there's a problem in this bit, quite often it starts with this bit. So if you can get in here and start to help people understand what they've got in their head, you can make a big change in the world. And that's where I come from. But I want to do, I'm doing it on a small scale. There's tentative invites on a slightly larger scale. And that's fine by me. Because one-to-one, I might be shy. You put me in front of 5,000 and I'm a totally different person. Because there's an alter ego that takes over. But I'm up against a great conflict, and the conflict is the name. Because there's so much history with the name of a different nature. And all of a sudden, I'm trying to take this name that's famous for, violence and films and things. Yeah, he did a bit of philosophy, but it was a mile away from what I want to do. And I've got a choice. Either, I've got to build a stage name and start from scratch, or I've got to manipulate a reputation and build something that is so big that what was is overshadowed, and usher in change. And I want to get before Congress, I want to get before World Congress, world leaders. I don't mind. I might be just a little guy, but I'm massive when it comes to passion for things that turn me on and leaving something good for future generations instead of something that's in tatters. That's what I'm all about. Dynamic. That's how I've been described. People say, Bruce, you are dynamic. It's to take the word apart. I'm like a dynamo, but I'm manic. Yeah, dynamic, put them both together. Yeah, that kind of describes me, because I like people to join in. Because if they're joined in, they're attentive. If they're not joining in, they might as well be eating a bag of crisps or holding a conversation or texting somebody or on the phone. No, I like people 100% on me. And if I see somebody that's not on me, I would be tempted to stop and say, do you want us to stop so you can leave? Is that what you're after? Because you're obviously not here for me. You're not here to pay attention. You're not here for... What are you here for? Everybody else is here to gain something. If you're not going to gain something, you're wasting life. You might as well buzz off and leave everybody else, stop disturbing us, and we'll carry on making gains. So the moment I walk off, I'm going over what I've just said. You can't change it. Nothing you can do about it. But if you catch it in the moment, the next time, it's better. I'm always one for self-improvement. I spend an awful lot of time, hours and hours and hours, working on what's in here. Because so many people will go through life without knowing who they are. They accept themselves as they are. And they don't realize that if they would only pay a little bit more attention and put in some work, there could be so much more. It's like, how do you feel if on the last day of your life, somebody comes around the corner and guess who it is? It's you, the person that you could have become if you'd only done the work. There are so many problems in this world that need addressing, that people could address if they'd only get their crap together and do so. There's racism, child abuse, mental abuse, there's homelessness, hunger, starvation, poverty. You've only got to walk down the street and you can, if you're observant and if you're perceptive, you can feel how many problems there are that are walking towards you. And what happens? You just walk on by because you got your own destination. And it's like the old song from the 60s, you got your troubles, I got mine. I want to speak at events, or I would like to speak at events that can make a difference. Things that are in line with my philosophy, my way forward. At the moment, Project Phoenix, it's complex purely because of the dynamics. So it could be 12 months before Project Phoenix is off the floor, and I'm moving forward with that. Because you've got to be very careful who you're working with, because some people have ulterior motives, and I need purity of motive. I'm self-financing. Until such time as somebody, if somebody stood up and says, I'm interested in this, could we work together and I could end up with a JV, a joint venture to start to take things forward, I'd be interested, very interested. But getting people interested in the homeless, and it's not exactly a positive thing for people. So they'd much rather turn their attention to the things that are up. The purpose for the video for me is to expose myself. Because if people are interested in me as a person, I am unique. I may have a bit of a unique name, but as a person, I'm unique. I do have a unique message. If people are interested in me, then they can talk to me, get to know me, and then if they discover that there's something about me that they want to take further, they can do so. But for me, the idea of coming and sitting here, talking to you, is purely to give people an insight into who this guy is behind this name, Bruce Lee. You just wake up and say, wow, I'm here, I'm alive. There's so many people that aren't. I've got another day when I can get it right.